So it has been said that the modern world came about in 1572. When Tycho, the infamous Tycho Brahe, discovered, noticed a very bright star that appeared in the sky and stayed for several weeks. He was able, using limited measuring instruments, to try to measure the distance to that star. Basically, you have a point down here, you have a point over here, you measure up like that, and you know this distance. So you know this angle, and this angle, so you know this angle. And the result was that the star had no parallax, that is, instead of that, it was this. Two parallel lines. This told him that within the limits of his measurements, that the star was outside the atmosphere. It was a very, very great distance away. At least as far away as the sun. Now, Tycho would have purchased the finest scientific instruments available to him. He had the most accurate equipment known at the time. And it was the most advanced area in the 16th century. The clockmakers were the purveyors of the highest tech of the 16th century. This is a 17th century clock inside my little box. Something very much the dream of the 16th century clockmaker. And the tech that they had was this. The watchmaker's turns. So here we have a nice little vise, and we're going to mount the watchmaker's turns. I got this on eBay for very little money because they didn't know what it was. It was a watchmaker's thingy. So here's the watchmaker's thingy. The device that changed work. In the probably 16th century. This is a very tiny, dead center bow lathe. So to use it, you simply set your bow like that. To rotate, you take your graver, and you'd make a nice nice cut, whatever sort of cut you need. This will be concentric with the points, the line going between the 2 points, to a very high level of precision. These lathes were very precise, were considered very precise well into the 19th century. Now, it would be very easy for the apprentice, using only a few tools, to build this. You would be able to draw file. In fact, if you look at this, you will see marks, evidence of draw filing. All I would need would be some round stock to make a drill bit, a filing block, a file, and you could make a bit that could drill these holes. The lathe itself can drill the holes. In addition to the filing block, and of course a graver, and the file, the piece of string stretched here could serve as the straight edge. Other tools that would be interesting or useful would be a tap and die for making these screws and the holes that go with them. And possibly a nice square to make certain everything was square. Not essential, but nice. So with that assemblage of tools, an apprentice could make his own set of turns, and I'm sure that they did. All of these tools, the tap, the die, which were not essential, by the way, the filing block and file, which were, and the square were available in Roman times or Greek times or even Egyptian times. The magnifier. The magnifier is the first piece of advanced technology. Before the magnifier, instruments changed little over millennia. When the magnifier became common, there was an explosion of invention. If you are interested in making a lens or so many other things, I can recommend nothing better than the old book, Procedures in Experimental Physics, by John Strong. Just search for John Strong Physics to download from archive.org. Be sure to add the word physics or you'll get crap about a porn star instead. Dr. Strong was one of the greatest 20th century American physicists. He pioneered the vacuum deposition processes which underpin so much of modern technology. The book was written at a time in the 1930s when the confidence to tackle anything was still a part of academic experience. The only material in the book which is obsolete involves electronics. I note that almost the only material in the book which would confuse 16th century Just Berge involves electronics. So, to make a simple lens, grind two pieces of glass together until they fit each other, one convex, the other concave. Use finer and finer grit to grind, then polish. When polished, one piece, the convex, magnifies, and the other piece, the concave, shrinks. In the 16th century, there would have been little need for concave lenses to shrink things, so concave glass would serve as a tool to make many convex lenses. As the convex tool was ground, it would get greater curvature, so each lens would have slightly higher power than the previous one. The lower power lenses would be spectacles, while the higher power ones would go to craftsmen. Seen in the magnifier, the work of the craftsman would be unsatisfying, requiring a higher level of precision. So the use of the magnifier would drive the desire for better products and better tools. The turns would replace the filing block as the precise way to shape metal. While there were many developments in the 16th century, I believe these two, the turns and the magnifier, drove most of the scientific revolution. Thank you.